What is going on, guys? This is Ben here, bringing another Brawl Stars video. So today, we are going to be going over what brawlers I think need to be nerfed like right now. So hopefully, we get some sort of balance change within the coming maybe week or two, or maybe 3 weeks, whatever. Because I feel like these brawlers, like, they've been so strong for a while now, and I think they need to be checked a little bit. Then I'm also going to go over some brawlers that I think need to be buffed. So hopefully you guys are excited for this video. Definitely like if you guys are. I'll just have some gameplay going on in the background while I discuss this. And then if you guys want to chime in on this, you can let me know in the comments below what brawlers you think maybe are too strong right now, or which brawlers you think maybe need a buff or anything. So without further ado, let's get into this. I'm going to go from, like, on the buff side from 5th to 1st, with like 5th place meaning like it's not a as high priority as the #1 spot, and then same with like the buffs and everything. So we'll start with the nerfs here though. First, for number 5, I say it's Barley. I feel like they buffed Barley, like, what was it? They basically changed him around with how his super doesn't deal as much damage, but his main attack does a whole lot of damage. His star power got a whole lot better too, where he heals a lot more. And I feel like the last buff in the last balance change wasn't necessary. It's where they buffed his damage even more, like his main attack damage. So, I don't know, I just feel like he's really, really strong right now, and he's such a good control brawler. Especially, like, he's really good in 2 of the siege maps as well. Dude, like, I don't know. What I think is maybe just reduce the main attack damage a little bit on Barley, like basically take back the buff that you gave him from last update, because he is one of the best brawlers in the game right now, and he is really, really strong. And now number 4, this one has been on my wish list for a very long time. Now number 4 is Penny, and Penny, like, right now is just in, she's not like, my shirt changes colors, so you may notice that from the light angle. I don't know why that happens, but yeah, Penny, it's not her herself, it's her mortar. I think, like, I just want it to where her mortar maybe has her range reduced a little bit, where, like, it just makes me mad when sometimes, like, the same mortar gets dropped and you get hit with the mortar shot and you can't even see the mortar where it was coming from or anything, so you have like a very slim chance to react. Now, I don't know, it's either like reduce a little bit of the damage on it or reduce its range a little bit. Those are my main 2 things that I just, like, ever since Penny was like it was a couple updates ago, or maybe it was like 2 updates ago, where Penny was one of the best brawlers. She's still a very solid brawler. It's just like, and her mortar really makes her as a good one. It's just like, I guess I'm kind of just annoyed of like this turret cycle going on, where like basically brawlers with the turrets, and it's basically like a turret meta right now. And I don't know, I just want a reduction to the range on her turret, like her mortar for sure, like something with that. Her main attack and all that stuff I think is fine. Herself for brawler, just her turret, man. Number 3, this one is another brawler which I was calling for more like the last few updates ago, but it's Spike. Like, he's still one of the best brawlers in the game. Nothing has really changed with him since they reduced his spike range and made it consistent, but that was like, I think right when global launch came out, so they haven't touched Spike at all since then. And I still feel like he's one of the best brawlers in the game. He's not like the greatest brawler on Siege at the moment. He still can be good, but like the other game modes, he's so proficient in so many of the game modes. But now my buff isn't like a drastic, or my nerf isn't like a drastic nerf or anything. It's really just like one of 2 ways. It's either reduce the amount of time like his super lasts, because it feels like it lasts forever. Like, where it's just a good for crowd control or whatever. If you have the star power, he gets that healing effect in it. And I don't know, I just feel like maybe reduce the amount of time that his super stays on the map, or reduce the range of his spikes. Like, I feel like it's just kind of crazy at the added range that Spike gets with his spikes from his main attack. So those are the 2 ways I would go about it. This one, she was like one of like the most underrated / people hated playing her, to one of the best brawlers, best control brawlers, and it's Jessie. Her turret, man, not Jessie's main attack itself, even though her main attack is very good when people are grouped up and that bounce shot is really annoying. No, it's her turret. Either reduce how quick she gets her turret, or change up, like, it's mainly when she has her star power that the issue arises. It's like when she can heal her own turret, and it takes like, man, it's just, I'm trying to put into best words how I can say that. It's just really annoying when you're trying to like focus down her turret and then she just can keep hitting their turret and heal it up. And then boom, you're back at square one, and you can't even destroy it. So unless like more than one of your teammates are focusing down, taking the turret, or Jesse's not healing it with her star power, it's just frustrating, man. Her control is insane. I don't know, maybe reduce the amount of healing her star power gives to her turret, because I feel like that is the strong part. Now, number one, this brawler, she's been so good, really since the global launch. They checked her a little bit with the last balance change, but it honestly didn't do a whole lot. Like, I think she either needs a slight HP nerf, because she's so tanky, or she needs a slight damage reduction nerf. Like, Pam is Pam. She's one of the top brawlers, if not the top brawler. You can make a case for it in the game right now, and just the way she can heal, sustain, she can just chip damage, she can burst damage up close if she hits all her shots. She's tanky, she can survive a lot, she's amazing in siege and all that other stuff. Pam is just too good in so many of the different game modes, and she's so good at what she does. And it's either, I feel like she needs to reduce the amount of damage she does, or reduce the amount of HP she has, because it's so hard to kill her with her innate star power healing ability, plus you compile that with her turret that she can sit on. She's just very frustrating brawler right now, and I feel like her time has come where she needs to be nerfed pretty good, because, or not, I don't want to say pretty good, but she needs to be checked. She's been dominant for so long, is one of the best gem carriers and all this other stuff. She's even moving in because she's so strong. She's being played in like lanes or whatever, or just take a good control brawler. And I think it's time for her to like be toned down a little bit. Now for the buffs. This one was tough to think. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's only a couple brawlers that really need a buff right now. But so this is more of like changes I would love to see, like just maybe a little bit of reworks here. But for buffs, for Poco, yeah, he's number 5. I would love to see him get a super faster. He is kind of getting outshined by Pam and Jesse right now as like gem carriers, and even Penny, but he's still a very solid choice. Like he's a very even though like this was in my underrated brawler video, a lot of people understand that he's underrated, but he's still very good. But at the same time, like, he just kind of gets outshined right now. So I would either like him to see, I don't want to see him get a damage buff, because I feel like he has that low damage for a reason, because he's more focused on that healing and the burst healing. So I would like it to see get his super more faster, because that's the most impactful for him. It doesn't have to be anything drastic, but maybe just like one less extra hit or something, or just a slight change to get his super faster. I think that's fair. Number 4 is Piper. Like, she is very dominant in a select few modes and maps and everything. So I don't want to really change that about her. If they were to change like Piper, they probably have to do if they want to make her more viable in other things, they probably would have to like rework her an incredible amount. But no, like, mine is just a slight change here, just a slight buff. I just want it to be like, I've been saying this for a while, I just want her super to be not random. Like, when you use her super and you bounce out of there, those grenades that come out, they're randomly placed wherever she bounces. I just want them to be consistent. Maybe like one always facing north, one to the right of her, and one to the left of her, like in a triangle spot, so you can guarantee which walls you want to break or where you want to place those grenades or whatever. So I just want it to be not random where they come out. I feel like less randomness stuff in the game is the way that Brawl Stars should strive to be. But number 3 here, we have Bo. They have buffed Bo considerably, like the last 2 updates, but they also like nerfed his star power where it only sees 4 tiles now. But that's not the route I'm going with. I think his damage is fine. He does a ton of damage. I'm going for his super here. I want it to be so you can't see when his mines are being placed. Like, I want it to be like, Bo throws him out and the enemy's not going to be able to see him. Now, if you see him maybe do an action that looks like he's throwing mines, then you're going to be able to know the general direction where they are, but don't show exactly where they're being placed. Now with this, I would also say maybe reduce the damage of the mines when like they can't be, if you're not going to be able to see them where they're coming out. So I don't know, I just hate it when like you throw them, one brawler saw them and they can trigger them all. And I just want it to be like, throw them out, they can't see them, but they deal maybe less damage. So I feel like that would be a fair trade-off. You could just say this, well, Ben, why don't you just save your super with Bo when like the enemies are not there or they're not in your vision or everything. Well, it's tough to do that like in gem grab and all the other stuff because brawlers are always in and out. The maps aren't as large, and you can't just wait to use your super when all the brawlers are out of range. I don't know. I would love to see it where you can't see them. And then, like I said, reduce damage. Let me know your thoughts on that. Number 2. This one is Gene. So Gene, I'm gonna be honest here. When I first saw that Gene was getting a buff to his super where you could drag through walls and it breaks walls, I was dead against that. Like, the team shared that with us, like the Brawl Stars developer team, and I was just like, nah, I think that's a little bit overboard, all that other stuff. And they were actually right, so kudos to them. Like, I was dead wrong here. Like, the super drag through walls isn't as overpowered as I thought it was going to be. But I still feel like Gene's lacking a little bit. He's great when he has that super. He can drag it's a lot easier to drag with his super, and he gets it a little bit quicker. That's not the route I'm gonna go to the buff or nerf him. What I want is that little damage back to his super. You get your 3 main attacks off, or you like direct hit them, and a lot of brawlers will survive with a small amount of health. And what I would use a lot of times the super for is just use the super, drag them, but it would deal that little bit of damage just to finish them off. So I feel like bring back just that little bit of extra damage to his super. I was wrong. I thought the super was going to be overpowered with the dragging of the wall through the walls and everything like that, but it's not. But it also hurts him in a big way where he doesn't have that extra little damage to finish off brawlers when they're weak. So bring back that little damage to his super. I would absolutely love that. Now number 1 buff that needs to be buffed is Crow. He's the most underrated brawler. We figured that out. But I want to see some buffs to him in a way that makes him more impactful as a brawler. In today's metagame or whatever, like his overtime damage isn't that great. Like, I want him to be where maybe he does like his main attack does more upfront damage with like if he lands it, but it does less poison damage over time. Like, it'll still poison them, but it won't poison them for the amount of time that it has. Like, that's the buff that I have been calling for a while. Like, I want him to have more damage with his main attack, less damage with the poison, or the duration of the poison. It could still be the same damage. Even, like, I feel like that poison, like, even though I think he's underpowered in many aspects, his poison, I think, in a way, is overpowered for the fact that how long it lasts. So I wanted to see a reduction in that, but overall increase his damage. Now, other people have suggested maybe making him able to get his super faster like it once was. I'm on board with that, too. Like, just anything to make Crow like one of the better brawlers in the game. Like, he's a legendary, and I want him to be one of the top brawlers. Like, I'm fine maybe even over buffing him at this time and then just maybe having to check him later. Like, he has been tossed around at the bottom for so long, but I don't know. That's my thoughts. That's one of my buffs and nerfs right here. I really want to see Pam gone. No, not gone, but just toned down. She can still be good, but just tone her down a little bit. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Sorry if I rambled or repeat myself a little bit today. Wasn't as crisp as usual. I don't know, but whatever. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.